Welcome to InterviewQuestionsWiki.com. Today we are discussing most frequently asked interview questions on big data and Hadoop technology. So let's start for preparation. Hadoop interview questions involves a stack of big data technologies. A fresher or experienced person should have hands-on core big data technologies to be eligible for Hadoop interview. Also, should have a basic understanding of distributed computing system. Below are usually asked interview questions on Hadoop technology with comprehensive answers. Now let's move towards frequently asked Hadoop interview questions. What is Hadoop? Hadoop is an open-source implementation of big data systems. Hadoop is used in industry for massively parallel processing and distributed data handling. Hadoop is extremely fault-tolerant because it is based on the concept of distributed computing. Hadoop develops around two major mechanisms: distributed computing and parallel processing. Distributed computing is controlled by HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System, and parallel processing is controlled by MapReduce. The open-source Apache Hadoop is continued by Apache Software Foundation. In pioneer days, they used oxen for heavy pulling, and when one ox couldn't budge a log, they didn't try to grow a larger ox. We shouldn't be trying for bigger computers, but for more systems of computers. Grace Hopper. A brief history of Apache Hadoop. Do Cutting is one of the founder members who has created Hadoop system. Hadoop its origin from Apache Nutch project, which is the part of Apache Lucene project. Apache Lucene, Apache Nutch, Hadoop. Apache Lucene is a text search library and Apache Nutch is an open-source web search engine. Do Cutting explains how the name came out. The name my kid gave a stuffed yellow elephant. Short, relatively easy to spell and pronounce, meaningless, and not used elsewhere. Those are my naming criteria. Kids are good at generating such. Google is a kid's term. Nutch was started in 2002, which leads to a quickly emerged crawler and search engine system. However, they faced the problem that their architecture would not be scaled out to store entire web pages and perform analysis on them to present to search results. But at the same time, in 2003, Google has published a paper that describes the architecture of Google Distributed File System, GFS. GFS concept solves the problem of Apache Nutch project to store a large volume of data generated through their crawling and indexing process. They named it Nutch Distributed File System, NDFS. In 2004, Google has introduced MapReduce concepts to the world, and in 2005, Apache Nutch has implemented MapReduce algorithm and named it as Nutch algorithm. What do you mean by distributed file system? Distributed file system means data is stored in a distributed computing environment. Means files are scattered through the cluster. It is very important to choose an efficient and manageable file systems when working with distributed computing environment. Hadoop uses HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System, as a DFS which is based on the concept of GFS, Google File System. What is HDFS? HDFS, that is Hadoop Distributed File System, is a file system used by Hadoop framework for data storage on distributed computing environment. HDFS is exceptionally scalable and fault-tolerant. It supports the parallel programming paradigm on distributed computing environment, even on commodity hardware. What are the features of HDFS? Some of the features of Hadoop distributed file systems are listed below. Scalability, reliability, fault tolerance, portability, hardware failure recovery, data coherency. Ideal for MapReduce process. Describe HDFS architecture. Below are some of the components or daemon process for Hadoop distributed file system. NameNode, DataNode, secondary NameNode, checkpoint node, backup node. What is NameNode? NameNode is a daemon process in HDFS which is responsible for all processes related to storage in Hadoop. It manages the Hadoop file system namespace. NameNode itself doesn't store the actual data, whereas it stores the metadata in RAM for supporting faster operations. NameNode is a single point of failure in Hadoop system. Metadata files managed by NameNode are FS image file, edit log file. What is DataNode? DataNode is a commodity hardware which actually stores the data and perform file-level operations as suggested by the NameNode. DataNode sends the signals to NameNode for its status. If DataNode is not able to send heartbeats to the NameNode, then NameNode marked particular DataNode as dead. Thank you for watching this video. See other video for more Hadoop interview questions. Also visit our blog, interviewquestionswiki.com, for detailed Hadoop interview questions and answers. Thanks. And visit us again. All the best.